everybody.
Hello.
Hello, Nettie.
Hi, baby. How's your Sunday?
It is going good. I hope that the intro didn't scare anybody too bad.
Yeah, that's pretty freaky.
I had fun creating something a little creepy.
Mhm.
Let me welcome everybody over here in the chat real quick. We have Hitch Up and Toe, Thrifty Angela. We have Nettie, of course. And I'm sure we'll get some more in a little bit. I want to kind of talk about my shift in my schedule. I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to move forward and what content I should do on what day. So the way I'm going to work it out is Wednesdays, I'm going to do trivia. On Friday evenings, I will do true crime or trivia, depending on what I have available. And then on Sundays, this is going to be a new segment called Hauntings with BB3 and Nettie.
And Nettie.
And we'll basically be talking about different places that are haunted and kind of giving the history on those. So it should be kind of fun. And let me get over here and welcome Linda Barker, Bob's Adventures on Wheels, RV SWAT. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Nursing Our Travel Bug, for the raid. I appreciate it. Maybe about a little over halfway through, we'll play the intro again for anyone that's just now coming in so you can see the intro. Hey, K&N Travels. All right, so today we're talking about the Magnolia Hotel. Is that correct?
Yep. You're correct. The Magnolia Hotel it's actually located in Seguin, Texas, which is probably only about 40 minutes from where I'm at.
Okay. And it looks like from what I found, it was an 1850s frontier hotel, a stagecoach stop, a jail, a shelter from Comanche attacks, a brothel, and even a speakeasy. So it sounds like it's had a lot of coming and going and craziness inside of it. I even read
there's a lot of history there, with it.
I read there was a murderer that was staying there, left and murdered somebody and came back. So this place sounds like it would be destined for creepiness.
Right. It is, exactly. It's been broadcasted on several different series like Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventurers, Ghost Brothers, and of course different type of news, in the area. Yeah. Pretty creepy.
We have a video from the Magnolia Hotel page that I'm going to show in a little bit too. They caught some paranormal activity on camera and they have it on their homepage, so it's pretty creepy. But do you want to kind of go over like the size and maybe the stagecoach part of it and all that?
Well, what I was researching is what they've done really with it now, with them remodeling it. The current owners, they actually have it like where you can go in there. It's not like a hotel, but you can come and stay the night. And they actually leave when you go and stay the night in the part of this section that's been restored. Yeah, so that's pretty creepy. And with that said, there's 13 ghosts that are roaming in this hotel, and they tend to take pictures on your phone, wherever your phone is. Like one incident, it was in a guest's pocket in their jeans, and then he, took out his phone to go through his messages and noticed he had pictures, and they were random pictures that were taken when they were in his jeans throughout the hotel. Now, how does that happen?
That ghost was getting a good touchy-feely.
Right.
Yeah, and 13, Hitch Up and Toe just said this, and it's what I was thinking as soon as you said the number 13. 13
Right. I thought
unlucky
so
number.
too. Like 13 ghosts. What a number.
I seen an interview with the news, and the people that own it were interviewing for a news segment, and all of a sudden there was noises in the room
Uh-huh.
with them, and they're like, "Oh, that's so and so. He's just letting us know he's listening." And I was like,
It's like insane. And they actually of course during the Halloween time, you know, they want people to go in and explore, but I haven't been you know, I've been near there. We've never explored it. We really love watching anything when it comes to hauntings and paranormal. We're just afraid of attachments. And we do not want anything attached while we're traveling. So we won't actually go through a tour ourselves, but I'm very fascinated with it. Mm-hmm.
see, I'll actually go stay at creepy places
You
because I feel
will?
like my faith is strong enough, and I usually just say like a prayer on my way in, a prayer on my way out, and be like,
Yeah,
don't go attaching yourself to me. I don't want to bring you home. You stay here.
right. And the tour also consists of them going upstairs to the unfinished part. So it's not completely restored. And they tend to say once you start restoring anything like that, you start stirring the pot because they don't like change. You know, that's when they, you know, ends up getting more like a poltergeist, more like, you know, where things really start happening. So,
Well, and I was reading, like, just historically on the building itself, I was reading that it was a stagecoach stop. I don't know if that's the technical word for it, but it was like the one of the only places or the first one around that was like that, where you just pull up your stagecoach next to where you're going to stay, and then you can stay there.
you just stay there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which sounded pretty cool. And the fact that it was a log cabin home originally, and let me find this part because I don't want to mess this up.
I know. There's so much historical stuff about this place.
Well, it was the first Texas Ranger who had it built as a log cabin to live in, but he didn't get to live in it long. I'm trying to find it. I'm
And
so
then
bad.
from there, it probably went into becoming like a stagecoach hotel or a place where people needed to stay. You see what I'm showing?
Yeah, they had his name and everything.
Yeah, because it's gone through several renovation. It's actually it was empty for quite some time into this last couple just purchased it. But initially, when you look at pictures of it, it doesn't look like it does now. It has changed, but it's actually smaller than it used to be. And they're trying to keep it pretty much I don't want to say restore. They want to keep it to how it was, but just on the first levels where they really renovated it, and the rest of the levels of the hotel still looks the same. That is now standing.
Here's what I found. It says the Magnolia Hotel, you would not know it, that it was originally a log cabin built in 1840. It was built by one of the first Texas Rangers, James Campbell. Campbell didn't get to enjoy the place for too long, though, because during a trip to San Antonio, he was ambushed and killed by Indians. After Campbell, the hotel went through several owners before the Johnson family turned it into a 3-room hotel in 1844 and added a stagecoach station. This is a frontier hotel, current owner Aaron Gahidi said. Ride the stagecoach up, get off, and stay here. So it's very unique.
Mm.
That's
And this is one of the images of her in the corner.
That looks like a full body. What is that?
It does, but you can't make out her face.
It looks like a body with no head.
Isn't that nuts? Yeah, they got several pictures that you can view that.
Is that on their homepage?
Yeah.
Let me go to that.
And of course, it also has, like you see on some of the hauntings, where the ball goes around, across the floor. So it's got a lot of different things that are happening.
So it says,
yeah, you can stay overnight.
I don't know if I would stay overnight when there's a headless woman standing in the corner of a room.
Right?
Not my thing. Yeah, let me
now,
go.
would anybody stay overnight that's in the chat? Would you stay overnight or pay to stay overnight and something like that?
I don't know. I need to share this again, but share it with sound because I'm going to share a video here. There we go. Share audio. All right. We are going to go full screen on this and rewatch this. This is creepy. Very, very creepy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like that right there when it's like in front of the screen, just messing with the screen? Like, hi, I'm here. So that was like a body. Everything. It's so creepy. Anybody else out there wanting to stay at this hotel? That is creepy. My mouse is not wanting to move from the screen. Hold on 1 second.
Bob Adventure's got to close his eyes. Spooky time.
There's no way I would stay there. None. Not happening. All right. And where were the pictures at? Are they further down?
I went to the section of images is where I was able to find them.
Okay. Let's go up there and take a look.
Yeah.
He says, oh man, I'm going to have to close my eyes.
I know. And Happy Place Camping said, yeah, her and Jesse would in a second.
Where does it say?
You don't see it?
I said home, book a room, services about
yeah.
I think there was a place down here that had a video of images, but no, that's just caught on camera.
Yeah.
That's what I can share that they've recorded so far. It's a little creepy. KNR says, Happy Place Camping, you can record and we'll watch.
Right. Yeah. We're all up for that. And we'll definitely watch it if you record it.
Yeah, definitely go take a visit, record it, and we'll all watch it for sure.
And see, and this place isn't that far from me, which is pretty freaky, But I don't know. We see it on the news all day long. So I rather just watch it from afar myself than go exploring.
See, I would love to explore it, but I don't know. I think I'd also pee myself and run out the doors.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's what I would do. Now, the whole taking the picture thing freaked me out. It's like, I don't understand why they want to take pictures versus you catching them on camera. They're doing the job for you and snapping the photos.
Whoa. I just seen another picture of a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Those figures like this. Oh, this one's reaching through the window or through the mirror. Do you see that little hand reaching through the mirror?
Oh yeah, I can see it right there. Yeah.
That's creepy.
Mm-hmm.
This one is a ghost in the window.
Oh, right there. Yeah, on the right side.
It's creepy. Oh yeah, there's that.
Now, have you ever had any kind of experience paranormal or?
Yeah, I would say I have, but some of it I chalk up to being like a kid and thinking I'm seeing and hearing stuff. But
Yeah.
when my grandma passed away, she did not like my sister. Like her and my sister fought all the time. And when she passed away, I lived in her house and I got her house. And so I don't know, it wasn't very long after she passed, and all of a sudden pictures fell off the wall in the hallway, and not just fell, but they like shattered to where I couldn't put them back up. And
Oh wow. Yeah.
I went and I was like gathering up because it was a couple of pictures, and each picture that fell had my sister in it. Anything that didn't have my sister in it was still on the wall. Anything that had her in it was on the floor. And I was like, got it, Grandma. You don't like her. You don't want her in the house.
Yeah, exactly. A happy place camping said her grandma didn't like anyone.
And my grandma was a feisty little lady. She was tiny, but she was mighty.
Yeah, and see when my grandfather passed, my mother was still a teenager when she lost her dad. So of course, I never knew him, but she told me that he actually came to her bedside. She didn't know he passed. So he was a truck driver. So he wasn't, he was always on the road. So he came to her bedside and told her everything would be okay, and that he passed. And when she woke up, she got the news from her mom, my grandmother, that, something happened. I don't know the complete story, but that he did pass away. And I thought that was pretty weird. And also for him to come and let her know, to almost give her some kind of support, that things would be fine, but I'm not here anymore. So that was just really creepy to me to hear the story from my mother, about my grandfather.
Yeah, I think there was also money that I found, which it wasn't there. It was like a small drawer in a china cabinet. And money, there was nothing there. My mom had searched the house top to bottom because she thought my grandma hid money in the house. And there was no money there. And then, like a while later, it was a long time later, I wasn't going to be able to pay my electric bill. I was freaking out. I was young. I had a new baby. Like money was tight. My ex was late to work. I was like, I'm not going to be able to pay my electric bill. I'm like, I'll look and just see if I can find money that grandma left, because I was young and dumb. Anyway, I opened the door of the china cabinet, and the china cabinet that we used all the time, might I add, and there was just enough money to cover my electric bill. And I was like,
oh wow,
okay, Grandma, thanks.
Yeah.
Get there.
Yeah. Now, I actually think Happy Place Camping did a little bit of like ghost hunting themselves at one time. And that's pretty cool. But I guess even going into the, when you start traveling and going into like ghost towns or ghost mines and just checking things out like that too. Yeah.
She wants to go straight up to an axe murderer house.
I think that's why Gary's scared of her.
Well, then we got Tink says, I suppose I was stuck in a haunted hotel. I would have to jump in the same bed with you two for safety.
Right.
R was asking about another haunted house. Oh, this one. I have not been to that one. You know, Limp Brewery, the Limp Mansion, is probably half hour, 45 minutes from my house, and I have not stayed there. I'm a little bit scared, but I think Hippie is going to come, and we're going to go stay there
Are you
together.
going to stay?
Yeah.
Ah.
Like you said, the owners of that one kind of let you just go explore. Well, at the Limp, they don't have staff or anybody that stays. They rent you a room and then they're out.
They leave, right?
Yeah, they leave
Yeah.
and give you a key to get in and out of the building, and they're gone.
That's what they do here at this hotel. The same thing. They just, here's the keys. We're out. We'll see you in the morning. I'm like, what if something happens? You guys are on your own, you know? That's just crazy.
The Glore Psychiatric Hospital in St. Joe is a bit spooky. It's a museum, and we went with my daughter for credit for college, and there was a few weird things that happened while we were there. Is that in St. Joe, Missouri? Because I've been down there a lot to go four-wheeling and stuff, and just that area is spooky.
Mm-hmm. And then Sally Health in Atchison, Ken? Is that what they're talking about?
Yeah, that's the one Kay and I was asking if I had
okay.
I've not been to that. Now, I did work at a funeral home and a house, a haunted house when I was there. And because I worked at the haunted house, we got to go explore all the different haunted houses. And one of the places we went to was Limp, the brewery. I can't say the word. Brewery. There we go.
Yeah.
And it's like from back in the old days, it's caves underground and all that. And they turned that into a haunted house.
No.
And I would think that's probably the spookiest thing I've done is go down in the like Limp cave system.
Oh, no. I don't think so.
St. Joseph. Yeah, we did a lot of four-wheeling down there, and bad juju that weekend. I flipped my four-wheeler. Two of my friends flipped their four-wheelers. Another friend of ours flipped his about 3 times backwards, and they had to ambulance him out of the woods all in one weekend. We're like, this is cursed.
And she said, yes, St. Joseph, Missouri.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
I know why. The haunted hospital there.
Yeah, we have a lot of that stuff around the bases here because, you know, we're by military bases, Air Force and Army. And because any given hospital, you know, you're going to have something going on because of the ratio of people passing away, you know, in the hospitals. But there's just one hospital that people don't even want to go and work in as far as maintenance, because there's always something going on. The workers will be on a ladder and they'll get their pants tugged or just all kinds of crazy stuff. And I forgot the name of that place. Wolfer Hall? Yeah, Wolfer Hall. And nobody wants to go there. It is so scary.
With this series that we're doing on Sundays now, if you have a place you want anyone in the chat wants more history on or wants to know more about or wants us to kind of look into, list it over in the comment section and we'll go back and look and pull those up and we'll do a little investigation into the history.
Yeah, and we'll see what we can find as far as even you know, videos or pictures or if we can even find somebody who has experienced it. We'll see what we can do, and that'll be a very interesting topic.
Yeah, I love the paranormal. I like true crime. I guess I like spooky stuff. It all started back with my first job at the funeral home.
I know. Yeah. That's when you went running. When they played a joke on you, I believe.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know if they meant to do it. It was like a very sloppy area down there. I think the arm was just
I know. Oh, man.
Hey, Brett's channel. Okay, so there's a winery in Liberty. It's supposed to be haunted. We went there, may have had some wine, but didn't encounter any ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
They do a murder happy place. Oh, they do a murder mystery at the one in Kansas City you were talking about, K&R. Yeah, I think in October, I'm still going to Metropolis the first weekend in October, and they're going to do kind of like a spooky Halloween-y
Oh, good. Yeah.
event. So I'm excited about that.
Now that mansion is haunted, baby?
Yeah, it's haunted, and I'm going to have to send Bulldog back downstairs to send the haunted juju that he brought in away. Apparently he brought some haunted juju to the hotel. It wasn't haunted enough. The bed and breakfast wasn't haunted enough. He needed to add something to it.
He had to challenge it, and you never want to do that.
Yeah, I think that Hippie has a new camera in the morgue of the bed and breakfast. So,
yeah.
So now, have you had any haunting experiences, Nette?
Well, I can tell you Mel has. He was actually sent for training to California, and when he went to when he was sent to go train, they had him stay at this little hotel. And they were teasing him, that the co-workers were actually teasing him about this place, and he didn't pay attention to it. You know, he just stayed there, and they're like, oh, this place is old and you're going to have problems. It may be haunted. And he's like, whatever, you know, how guys just harass one another. So anyway, he ended up staying there, and it was a type of hotel that the bathrooms were in the hallway. You didn't actually have it in your room. So he got all his stuff ready. So it would be out when he had to get up to go take a shower in the morning, took out his clothes, set them on the bed. It had 2 rocking chairs that were in the corner of the room, you know, by the window facing the bed. So he got ready for bed. And then he realized, you know, during the night that he kept hearing a lot of coughing. And he didn't know what was going on, like who was making all this noise. And then he also experienced smoke, like he could smell smoke. So he's like, somebody must be smoking cigarettes. Who's coughing up a storm? I got to get to bed, whatever, you know. And finally, he fell asleep. When he woke up to go take a shower, the 2 rocking chairs were now facing the bed, put from the windows all the way to the end of the bed. His clothes were inside of his suitcase that he took out. And he's like, what in the world? You know? So he got dressed. He didn't take a shower. He got dressed, went to the lobby and asked them, you know, what in the world was going on, you know, and they said, oh, by the way, you know, a lady and her daughter was killed in a fire. And that's probably all the coughing you were hearing. It's because of the smoke and what you were smelling. And they like to watch. So they probably put the rocking chairs up against the bottom of the bed to watch you. And they went ahead and put your clothes away for you. So with that said, he went to Motel 6. He left.
First of all, it's a little invasive to watch you sleep. Creepy.
Can you imagine? That is just insane.
For it. They made up for it by packing his clothes up for him, like more of a get out of my room, but they packed his clothes.
Yeah, they probably knew that he was fixing to take off. They're like, here you go, here's your clothes. Go ahead, you can leave now.
We realize we've scared you already. We've packed your stuff to make it easier.
Yeah. I know. So when he tells this story, he's got a little bit more, you know, he gets more in depth with it. He actually gets goosebumps every time he tells it because he relives it, you know, and this was years ago. So I can't imagine, you know, that's creepy. But
that is creepy. I've had a lot of like you were talking about earlier, the dream part. Like dreaming that so-and-so's talking to you or something like that.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of that. I've had, after my brother passed away, his thing was he'd flick you off when he was driving away. It was his way of saying hi and bye. He was a smart
Right.
aleck. So I would have dreams of him in like a ghostly figure of him
Oh,
on the
wow.
back of a truck, and he passed away in a truck, and
Oh,
he'd be flicking me off and smiling, just as big as could be. But he was like a ghostly figure, and it was kind of like
yeah.
giving me that peace that I needed. Like, hey, I'm doing fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
kind of those. When I needed it most, I would have dreams kind of like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um,
That's
that
well, they
kind of,
tell you when you go to sleep that's when your mind is more open, and
mhm.
that's when you can see and things come to you during that time. And they also talked about 3 a.m. is a witching hour. That's when a lot of things happen. And we tend to wake up all the time around that time, and it's weird. But if you watch any of these shows that they have, it's always like around 3 a.m. is the witching hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Desert Adventures in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Says we have a lot of haunted places around here. Tombstone, Arizona is one, as well as the mining town of Bisbee. And then Tink said, I think my wife's purse must be haunted because every time we go shopping, she is scared as hell to open it.
That's funny.
Hey, welcome to the chat, James. Guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, like, I don't know if I always say I want to go to these haunted places. I would love to go
You're
to
not
it.
like open-minded to it, or you don't know if you believe
Well,
that.
no, I think I believe because like when I went and stayed at the bed and breakfast, I was like, okay, I'm here. My kids were with me, so like the mom bear, like I'm gonna be strong and not scared, was present. But I think if I went by myself, I might not be able to do it, and I'm kind of afraid of that because here's why: I am still that girl that runs up the basement stairs after turning the basement light off because I'm scared the monsters underneath the stairs are going to grab my feet. I'm still that type of person where if I wake up in the middle of the night and I have to go to the bathroom and our bedroom door is open, I have to go across the hall. And so I'll run across the hall, get in the bathroom, close the door, and then I run back and hop in my bed as fast as I can. So I'm terrified of my own house. I think I'm going to be terrified of like different places. But when you have to be
Now,
in
have you
mom
had
mode.
any experiences? Have you had experiences in your house,
Other than
or
the
you're just
fact
terrified?
I talked about this the other day. Other than the fact that the way my home is set up, there's so many different entry points that like it's impossible for me to know that we're 100% secure. And then
Yeah.
it took me a while to realize we had a whole nother room in this house that I didn't know about, which sounds crazy, but my son has a bathroom downstairs and he has like it's almost like an apartment down there for him.
Uh-huh.
And in his bathroom, there was like the folding blinds type doors. And I just figured it
Yeah.
was a little closet. I just thought it was like a little closet for him to put his stuff in. So I never opened it because I just figured it was his closet. There's your closet, put your stuff in it. Well, then one day I was down there and I seen like a light kind of poking through. And so I decided to open the door and check, make sure he had turned the closet light off. And I realized it was a whole nother room. Like
No way.
room to our house. And there was a little picture in the corner of the room. And it was a very, very old picture of a little girl. And so that kind of gave me the creeps a little bit, just saying.
Oh, wow. Now, I do have to share that, the building where Mal is fixing to retire, tomorrow's his last day. Yay! Is very old. And of course, there's stuff that always happens. And his office actually used to be where is it like a dorm room? Like a dorm room. So there's still a sink that's there, but they have their desk set up. And there is somebody that he keeps noticing over there. Now he's got this little magnet that looks like a computer. And you know where you used to say, or AOL used to say, you got mail?
Mhm.
Well, this little computer is a magnet, and you have to press on the keyboard for it to say, you got mail. Well, that keyboard keeps getting pressed. And where he works, you know, he's IT, so his office is always locked because they got all the computers in there and software. So it's always locked, but it's ends up being unlocked. There's only two people that work in there. So they're unlocking the door, and they also turning the lights on when they have them off. Now, when Mel went from his office, he locked the door and he went to go walk into another office. He noticed somebody sitting at a desk real quick, you know, just on the corner of his eye. Well, when he turned, the person was gone. But he was able to see through them. Well, with this same guy that they're assuming is causing all this stuff, they want to put a note telling him, please, ghost, would you stop turning the lights off and on? And they want to record them, but they're afraid to see what they're going to find. You know, they want to do it, but then they don't want to do it. So he's been having this at work as well, as far as things going on, you know, different types of things.
We have a motion detector, like camera that's in our house, and we only use it like if we're leaving for the weekend or something. We'll turn it on so that if any motion happens in the house, we're made aware of it. And we had to shut it down one day when we were out of town because it just kept going off constantly.
Wow.
Nothing there. It was going off. We didn't catch anything on the camera, but the motion would turn it on, and then we were like, why does the camera keep turning on? And there was nothing, because you can take the camera and move it so you can view what's around. And we would move it and look, and there was nothing there. And we were like, I guess the camera is malfunctioning. Next time we turned the camera on for home, it didn't do that. So kind of weird.
I know. Yeah. And
so the Birdcage Saloon in Tombstone is so haunted, my wife cannot enter. The spirits there don't want her to enter. Ooh, creepy.
Ooh, wow.
Let's see, happy place to yeah, finding an old pic in a room you were unaware of is a little creepy.
A little creepy.
A little bit.
Oh yeah. And what did you do with the picture? Did you keep it?
It's still in the room. I didn't want to like.
You just left it. Yeah. Yeah, because you don't know if you move it.
If there's something attached to you, I didn't even know this room existed, let alone a creepy little girl picture. You just stay there. And we don't use that room. We don't use it. So.
Oh wow.
It's an unfinished room. There's like nothing but concrete in there because it's in the basement. Now the whole rest of the basement is finished. We have like a kitchen down there, and we have a living room.
It could have been like a timeout room, you know. She got in trouble thrown in that little room. I don't know.
Yeah, that's creepy to think about.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna put the motion detector down.
You were bad.
Now I know what to do with my kids. Go hang out with the ghost. Can't pay. So
exactly.
We're about halfway through, a little more than halfway. I think we should play our intro again.
Yeah, let's play it.
Okay. Anybody that is scared of spooky stuff, you're warned. We're going to play an intro.
Ooh, I like it.
I think it's spooky. Linda Barker asked, what does your son think about that room? Well, My son is not afraid to be down there. He stays down there way too much. But again, it's like a teenager with their own apartment. So they're like, yeah, this place is cool. But he does tell me he's cold constantly.
Oh, no.
It could be the summer, and he just came in from being outside in 100+ degree weather. If he goes downstairs, he's like, it's so cold. So I don't know.
Look who we have in the chat, BB.
Here we have Trippin' Tracy and Paranormal Voice. Hello, welcome.
We got Paranormal Voice.
Yeah, this is the first time we're doing this segment, but I hope to bring a lot of spooky places and talk about the different ghosts in the different spooky places and all of that.
Yeah,
so it'd be fun.
And definitely, if anybody again wants us to, check out an old mansion, a hotel, or anything in your area, and we can start doing some research, just put it in the comments, or even if you want to leave a comment after, the live, we'll move forward with that. So any topic that you may want us to explore when it comes to hauntings or paranormal.
And like I said, I will be going back to the bed and breakfast in Metropolis again, the beginning of October, and I'm going to take video and use my little ghost finder and share that here too. So that should be fun. I did find that ghost on the Ghost app that one time.
You did, the little stick man, right?
Yeah, the little stick man that was over by the it's like a kid's horse, and the stick man was the size of a kid, that was weird. That was too weird.
Yeah, it was like a little merry-go-round horse or something, right? That they had up there. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a merry-go-round horse, and then the stick figure was like the size of a child. So like, what?
And that horse actually fell over at one time too. I remember that.
Yeah, it fell over and we had to pick it back up. And then once we had picked it back up, it was like, okay, is there a kid ghost playing with this thing? Like, what's going on?
Exactly.
Bob says, check out the Western State Hospital in Washington. They did lobotomies back in the day. They're including John Kennedy's sister.
Oh.
What? Yeah. Isn't that where they like cut your?
Yeah.
Oh. Hello, Oracles.
That would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, that would be an interesting one. Before I go to the Limp Mansion, I want to investigate that one too, because I haven't done a lot of research into it, although I do know some of the facts because they're like major facts for it being in my hometown,
Yeah.
I have a friend who took a picture when she was at a reception, and it has got a full ghost figure in her picture, and she does not believe in ghosts.
Oh my.
Not believe at all. And it was like right there in her picture. So I do want to do a little more research about that one before I go. So I'm a little bit creeped out about that one.
And Linda Barker's like, what's with BB and horses?
This is true. But it was just the decoration that was at the mansion. I don't know.
Now, the device you have, do you own it? Is it like one of those Melmeters, or where you can?
It's just on my phone, which I thought was like, yeah, I kind of thought they were a joke. Like, honestly, it's an app you download on your phone,
Oh, cool. Then, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but then the one is like if you're playing Xbox or Wii and it has that sensor that tells if there's a body there, that's what this app does. So it's
wow,
people's bodies.
Yeah. Now you talking about it being really cold in that room where your son's at. That's just insane. Now, what does he think about that picture finding a picture like that, or does he not even worry about it? Like, whatever, mom.
They just are like, well, he complains constantly about it being cold, but then with the picture, they all were kind of like, okay, that's weird. Let's just leave it. I'm like, yeah, let's just leave it.
Yeah.
So paranormal voices, look into phone apps. Most aren't real and the rest are unreliable. Yeah, I agree. I looked at a bunch of different apps for the phone, and I didn't find any that like the words were coming through clear or that I was getting any of that stuff. But the one app that I downloaded it because there were two other people there that were using it and they weren't finding anything. But then when we all pointed our phone towards that area, there was that childlike figure on the app playing with that horse. And I was like, this is too many coincidences to not be real. So, and I will have to, I think it's called Ghost SLS is the name of it. And it's got a little ghost figure in neon light is the name of the app. The SLS connect cameras and apps, put up false maps, so give untrue results. I don't recommend any apps. Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's fun, though. It did show the same thing on multiple phones. It was weird. It was a weird coincidence. I don't think they're 100% reliable, but I do think that sometimes they can show stuff. What do you recommend?
I think that was pretty cool. You know, especially with I think you also had some. Did you have like voice recordings as well, besides the stick figure, or was it just code spots? I believe when you were there,
Hippie had a lot more than I did because he had cameras up down in the morgue, and so he picked up like crazy amounts of things flying around and different voices. And then unfortunately it was like the ghost, and I think this happens a lot, knew when they were done recording, because as soon as they shut their camera off is when they had like the most action-packed few moments at the top of the stairs.
Yeah.
The app, or not the app, but the ghost thingy was telling, like, the words that the thing was saying were directly to what they had been talking about, like bring her back and just different things. So unfortunately, I don't think he caught that on video, but that was the creepiest moment. And then when we were upstairs, right after all that happened, there was a loud bang, and we were like, what was that? So me and my daughter go to the top of the stairs, and there was a huge Superman statue. No way the wind could have blown it over at all. It was too heavy. It was sitting up against like a corner wall thing. It was laying on the ground, and it was right at the top of the basement stairs. So it's almost like knocked it over. It's crazy.
Yeah. And it looks like a happy place that they actually have one of the EMF meters.
Yeah. Let's see. Hold on one second here. Paranormal voice says the SLX connects. Oh, that was already what I read. Hold on. It's not. The other comments aren't over here just yet.
Yeah.
Put them on the screen. Here we go.
There we go.
This is the comment I wanted. I think the best way to use your phone for investigation is taking photos, filming, and using the voice recorder. Best tools you can use. And Happy Place says, we have an EMF meter. It is a bit of a cheaper one, but it seems to work. Haven't detected a ghost with it, but it does detect electricity when close enough. I find it good for debunking. And Trip and Tracy says, it would be fun to have a meetup in the area and a party at the mansion. Oh, yeah. Trip and Tracy. We were Hippie was trying to plan a meetup because they were having a big event the first weekend in October. But due to COVID, that's kind of X'd out. But several of us are still going the first weekend in October. So that it's not as big because it's not announced to everybody. But there are a few of us still going. We're going to do some fun, spooky stuff the first weekend in October. So. That would be fun.
I think that would be pretty cool. So you can still stay at the mansion
Oh
when
yeah.
y'all head that way. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't gotten to see her. I went back to pick up. I went and stayed when we dropped off my son because he goes for a little bit to visit with family. And so when we came back to the meetup place to pick him up, I went back to the mansion and saw her and everybody.
Yeah.
And it was pretty
They're
cool.
so sweet. You know, I love those ladies. I don't know their names. I wish I did. They're pretty cool.
I just call her Mom Mansion Mom. I mean,
Mansion Mom.
her name is Lori, but her name on YouTube is Mansion Mom. So, oh, have a good night's sleep, Paranormal Voice. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I was looking at some of these pictures. I wish I would have loaded these to the computer. I will be better about that next time. I will look for ghost pictures wherever we're investigating and load them to my computer. But this one, there's like a ghost popping up behind the lady.
Oh, wow.
You can see the head behind the lady.
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
And that's from
it's like it's sitting in the bed or something.
Yeah, that's the Magnolia Hotel.
Oh,
just
wow.
like standing behind her. She says, this is our newest spirit that keeps showing up in the prisoner's room. Creepy. There's so many pictures from the Magnolia Hotel of like ghosts and creepy stuff happening. It's like, you know, there's something there. There's got to be.
Yeah.
And it's so beautiful. It reminds me a lot of the mansion in Metropolis, the way the windows, like this one right here, the window at the top of that swings around. It's so good. I love old
That's
buildings.
different.
Yeah,
and it's really nice how they restored it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the one that you went to, that is beautiful on the inside, you know, the mansion.
The bed and breakfast in Metropolis, they have the fancy toilet that heats up and like also cleans you. Just saying. Everybody, but they have one of those fancy toilets.
Did you try it?
No, I didn't get to see one that had the fancy toilet. But and then they had a shower that is also a bathtub. Like you walk in it like you would walk in a shower, but then the thing swings closed and it's got a seat and it's a tub and shower. Like a spa tub. Like it fills up and has jets and everything. It's craziness. So you're in this old time house, but then the bathrooms are so cool and updated with all these neat things. So it's really
Was it like when Hippie took a bath when we saw him on Alive?
Yeah,
nice fancy.
It's that same room as Hippie had.
Yeah.
But when you go into the bathroom where the fancy toilet is, there's the stand-up jacuzzi tub. And I'm like, this is craziness. But there's still a seat in the stand-up one. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
They have info commercials about them. They're for like older people that can't get in and out of a bathtub. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but
sounds pretty fancy. Pretty fancy.
Yep. Take a bath with ghosts, you know? Have fun.
Yeah, like those weren't my bubbles. Those were somebody else's bubbles.
I didn't do that. Wasn't me.
I didn't do that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Box Van D is coming up right after us.
Yeah, I got the link. I just dropped it for that. So,
right. And she's gonna be live today. What was her subject about?
For Box Van D?
Yeah. Trip and Tracy says, I know the kind you mean. They're very cool. Yeah. I need one of those at home for myself.
Yeah.
Stand
She's
up.
got tips. It's tips and tricks from
Okay.
her viewers is what she's got on her thumbnail. Tips and tricks.
That'll be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and let everybody see the outro.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to add before we head out?
I think this is going to be a great topic, and we're looking forward to doing it. And we just, if anybody has anything they want us to investigate, feel free to let us know. And thank you. We really enjoy doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love the paranormal. I love true crime. I like the spooky stuff. So this is a perfect addition here, and you love it too. So having you do it with me makes my heart so happy.
Me too.
So, yes, happy place. I said this earlier, but you might not have been in yet. On Sundays, I'm going to be doing what we're calling hauntings with BB and Nette. Yep. And that's going to be this segment. And then Wednesdays will be my trivia, and Fridays will be my true crime. So that's the kind of lineup. I'm trying to get more like organized with what I'm doing. So, all right. Sailors and fishermen refuse to go to the sea if they hear the chiming of bells from the lost churches of Dunwich. Dunwich lies far beneath the waves of the North Sea, 50 feet below the surface. We're going to look into that one for sure.
Yeah.
And Trip and Tracy says, right up my alley. And Happy Place says, cool. Sounds like a great plan. And she also said she loves this topic. So
awesome.
All right. Well, get ready for the spooky outro. And wishing you all much kindness and much love.
And sending love your way. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.